Ihre nächsten Anschlüsse RE nach Hauptbahnhof über Abfahrt 21:50 Uhr von Gleis 1.
We are back. Welcome to another installment of Groove School Selections. I'm back in Berlin once again in what can only be described as the best Airbnb in Europe. For those of you who are not familiar with the format, on each episode we learn about the journey of a particular guest. And along the episode we turn the guest into the selector, selecting songs that best help explain their story. So today, I'm with the incredible Arletis. Originally from New York, she moved to Berlin 3 years ago, and that's where we are today. As always, I like to go right back to the beginning and try and work out who you are as an artist, find out about your personality, find out about your background, all the way back to you crying as a little baby. So where would we find you?
In the Bronx, on a street called 238th Street.
All American roads sound cool. Like you can name an album after every street. It just sounds cool.
Yeah, it's in between Kingsbridge and Riverdale, but it's technically still Riverdale.
And when you came in, the way you pronounced your first name, Arletis.
Arletis.
So you are Spanish?
Dominican American.
Ah, okay. So is both your family from there, or mom, dad?
Yeah, both my parents are from there.
Have you ever been there?
I lived there for 2 years, between 16 and 18 years old. And I was there as like a little kid too.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it. It's different. It's not as cold. Yeah, and opportunities are different. It's a different lifestyle to be living there.
And can you speak any Spanish?
Yes. It's kind of broken. And I lived in Spain for years, so I say vale. But that's really the only,
Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have a younger brother. He's 7 years younger than me. And then I have 2 sisters on my father's side. And one just graduated college last year, and one is about to enter college soon.
Wow. Are you guys close?
I'm not very close to my sisters from my father's side. We've had some distance. And my brother, I'm like on and off close with him.
Did you feel like your upbringing was kind of like it's just you, like you're doing your thing with your parents, or?
I was alone a lot, I think, yeah. I mean, I grew up with a brother from the age of 7 onward, but I always felt like I had a very solitary...
For 7 years, that's a long gap. So like on your own for 7 years.
Sure.
Can you help us imagine what your town was like? So you said 230?
238th Street.
238th Street, so cool. What does it look like?
It's very urban. There are more trees there than most other parts of the Bronx. Yeah, it's loud, but it can also be very quiet. It's very diverse. I really like that area because you can go 10 minutes north and it feels like a completely different vibe. And then you go 10 minutes the other way and it feels like more urban, louder, a little more hood.
Is that always been your house, like your home? Do you still live there now?
No. I was born there and then I lived there up until maybe 11, 12 or something. And then we like hopped around a bit because my mom was really struggling during that time. And then, yeah, we settled further up north, like in Riverdale on Broadway, near Yonkers almost, like right at the border.
So up until about the age of 12 then, what were your passions apart from music?
I was into music and I was into drawing and painting. I just loved creating. I loved art. And I, at one point, wanted to go to school for art, like drawing, and I applied to LaGuardia. And I also applied for music, like singing at Professional Performing Arts High School. I got into Professional Performing Arts High School for music, and I didn't get into LaGuardia for art. But
maybe I would have been talking to you now as like a famous artist. It's usually one or the other.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it depends on what skill I work on. Like I obviously worked on my voice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I pursued.
Faith. That's what it was. Were your parents into music? Are they musical?
My mom loves music. My father played a keyboard when I was really, really young, but that didn't last very long, and he is doing something completely different now. He kind of like forgot that part of his life, but I think it was a passion of his for sure.
It's in your DNA. It's there. And what about any other family members? Were they into music? Would you say music was a big thing?
I mean, not really. Like, no one was into doing it. Everyone loves music in my family. There's like a myth that a great-great-great-grandfather of mine was like an amazing accordion player in the Dominican Republic. I don't know how true that is, to be honest. It's cool.
It sounds cool. So then, in the household, was there music playing at all?
Yeah, there was a lot of Sade, Elton John, Whitney Houston, Madonna. My mom was very young when she had me, so I had a very interesting exposure to music.
Whatever was current.
Right, exactly.
Taking at the point of you being about 12 or younger then, for your first selection, is there a track you could pick that you'd say this really represents my childhood, me growing up?
Yeah, I wrote it down. Oh, I remember it though. It was Total, Can't You See?
And why are you picking that?
Because it was just the vibe of the time, like the vibe with my friends. It's really fun to sing. We were talking about boys already at that time, and the song is obviously about like love. It's a love song. So yeah. This is Arletis, and you are listening to Can't You See by Total.
Give me all the chicken heads from Pasadena to Medina. Bet big, get in between your dentures. Get the prognosis, doses, blends and bends like Twizzlers. Biggest victim to hurt, what's under that skirt? Who filling them with octane? Got them gassed up, about to get blasted up, son. The last one wrote the mother, brother miss him. I seen it when he kissed him at the wake, made his body shake. The high guy in 850 eyes, smoke tint, rap terror, full chrome and terror. Street vibe by the rivers, the fifth is conspicuous. Bad boy slipped in 95, ridiculous. My rap lines is like landmines. One step, kaboom, black suits fill the room. To whom it may concern, Junior Mafia's the click. Act up, I have my honeys total bustin'.
That's right.
In the middle of the day now, baby, I seem to think of only you. Oh yeah, never thinking for a moment, baby, that you've been thinking of me too. Yeah, so I can't wait for the day that we can be together. I can't let you walk away.
That's right.
Oh, can't you see, you and me were meant to be your baby, and there's nothing left to say. Can't you see?
So we know the sounds that you were nurtured on, the sounds that may have influenced the artist you are now. Do you remember the music that you started to find on your own?
Yeah, it's interesting because I was attracted to whatever wasn't popular at the time and what wasn't surrounding me.
Why is that? Why do you think you wanted to be against what was
I
happening?
always had this rebellious spirit, and it was very strong around this time. And I just wanted to be different. Whatever was cool at the time, I wanted to look at what else was out there. I didn't want to just feel like I was following people.
And how did you find the stuff that was cool, maybe? What circles did you have to be part of, or where did you have to go to find music? Or
Actually, one friend exposed me to a Metallica album.
wow, I didn't
Believe
know
it or
we were
not.
going to go over here today. Okay.
Yeah, and I really loved it. I think it was Fade to Black. I'm not sure if that's the name of the song or the album, and I was just so into it. I was like, this is so different. I love it so much. And then I started getting into Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, The Doors, like classic rock. And then that opened up this alternative music genre, like interest. And yeah, then I was all about like the Cranberries and Red Hot Chili Peppers, like bands like this,
Did
which
you
were
start to
not
dress
like
like a rock chick, would you say?
I was a bit of a rock chick, yeah. And this started coming up in like my 15, 16 years of age. Yeah, it was interesting because during like even my school, everyone was listening to R&B, everyone was listening to rap, and I was too. But I really just wanted to
Rock
be
out.
different and rock out, and that's exactly what I did. I would like bring my guitar to school and like do my thing.
So when did you start playing guitar?
Around the age of 13, I think it was 13, 14.
And did you teach yourself? Did you have lessons?
I taught myself. Initially, I taught myself on an electric guitar, and then I took some classes with a guy that lived like up the street, but he was kind of weird. It only lasted like a month or so, and then I kept teaching myself.
So apart from your friend who showed you music, how else did you find music? Did you go to record stores? Did you download them?
Yeah, well, at that time there wasn't much downloading, but I did go to Virgin Megastore when it was open in Union Square, and I would go and listen to CDs. They had CDs you could just listen to, and yeah, I would just listen to music there and catch up on whatever was hot. I would also go to Fat Beats and look at vinyl, and cool people were always like at Fat Beats, so when that was open as well.
So I've heard cool stories about vinyl stores. Every store is different. What was cool about Fat Beats, for example?
Just the energy. I was really young when I was going there, so I felt that the people that were in there were doing music. They were doing what I aspired to do, and kind of they were established already in whatever their craft was, you know, whether they were DJs or at that time it was really big to be a turntablist. So, and I was kind of connected to those circles, so that was always really fascinating and interesting for me.
Best thing about music is what it represents as a culture. So for you, seeing that kind of music, going to those record stores, seeing your friends, seeing people that you connected to, or you don't want to say aspired to, but you looked up to them, you're like, yeah, you represent this scene that I like. It must have been really nice to go to this record store and just chill.
Yeah, for sure.
Selection 2 then. What track would you like to play that fits this transition? You going towards your rock chick?
Yeah. So this one would be Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. This is Arletis, and you're now listening to Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts? Hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change. Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. And have we found the same old fears? Wish you were here.
Okay, so this now is my favorite question. And this is probably why you took some notes. So this is the one that is quite painful. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to have 3 artists, any artist that you want, perform for you at an event. But this artist can be from the past, the present, they can perform. You can do whatever you want. You can perform with them. But these 3 artists represent your favorite. So whoever you miss out is going to be very disappointed because they didn't make it in the top 3. Not to give you any pressure.
This was really hard.
Who would you pick and why?
So the first one is Prince. The second one is Fleetwood Mac. The third one, I can't decide between Luther Vandross and George Benson. But I'll go with Luther Vandross.
So the first one, Prince. Why Prince?
Because his energy, his music, his aura is just so inspiring to me as an artist. I feel that he always had a strong identity, knowing who he is as an artist, and I find that so appealing, and I aspire to that. Yeah, and his music is just amazing. It touches me on a very deep level. So
Prince is unbelievable. And what song would you pick?
I Want to Be Your Lover.
But they always seem to let you down.
My second choice is Fleetwood Mac. Again, their energy is amazing and their music is really beautiful. Like, it's just gorgeous, and I think their chemistry together really shows in their recordings and also in live shows that I've seen on the internet, because I've never seen them live. So.
How did you come across Fleetwood Mac?
Also, when I was younger, I wasn't super into them, but I actually rediscovered them lately. Just listening to some songs at my friend's place, and I was like, man, they're so fire. They're amazing. And there was one documentary I saw a few years ago that showed their recording process and how they recorded like their songs on this particular one album, and how everything's like live basically, and everything's like so like raw, and I respect that. I think that's cool.
That's a real talent. And what song would you pick?
The Chain, because it's powerful. It always makes me hype. It gets me excited, I don't know why.
then the final one was between Luther Vandross and George Benson. And you went with Luther Vandross.
Because he's just soulful. He's an amazing singer. He's an amazing, soulful singer, you know? So he has the skill, obviously, and the technique, but he also has the emotion that he brings to his music, that he brings to his songs. And I think someone can be really technically skilled, but if they don't have the realness, the soul there to kind of transmit through the music, transcend the music, then...
I think in that time, the type of music they were making, the appeal was it was based on truth. I think that's why it was quite groundbreaking. It was like, we're going to bring out a song, it's going to be about truth. And everyone's like, really? You're going to sing a song about something that actually happened? Like, yeah. I think that's what makes him really special, is he conveys his lyrics perfectly.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's tricky to tell the difference between the real life of an artist and their music. But I think sometimes you can tell. Like with Luther, you can tell. That's what I like about him. You can tell he's singing and expressing from a place of truth. And I can relate to that as an artist because that's the type of artist that I am. So, yeah, I think you can feel it and you can hear it. I love a good ballad.
Always and forever, each moment with you, it's just like a dream to me that somehow came true. And I know tomorrow will still be the same, 'cause we got a life of love that won't ever change. Every day, love me your own special way. Melt all my heart away with a smile. Take time to tell me you really care, and we'll share tomorrow together. Ooh, baby, I'll always love you forever. Always forever love you. Ever, ever, ever. There'll always be sunshine when I look at you. Yeah, it's something I can't explain, just the things that you do. Ooh, babe. And if you get lonely, call me and take a second to give to me that magic you made. And every day, love me your own special way. Melt all my heart away with a smile. Take time to tell me you really care, and we'll share tomorrow together. Baby, baby, I'll always love you forever.
Do you think that would be a good show? Like, if you looked at that lineup and you saw these guys, would you be like, okay, this is insane? I think people would scream.
Yeah, definitely.
How much do you think tickets would be?
Free for me. Hopefully I'd be on the guest. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. That's a good question. It depends where.
Where would you have it? If you could choose, where would you want it?
It would be probably someplace sunny, like a big open field with my friends.
So an intimate gig or like loads of
Like
people?
kind of like an intimate gig, cause just like my friends. But no. But also it could also be like a just people, just like beautiful people,
Open space,
nice
lovely
energy,
people, nice vibe.
love. Yeah.
That'd be mad.
I don't want to be so like
At
just
the
my
front,
friends,
on a
just
stage.
people I like. No. No, I think it would be nice, like a chill little park somewhere. But I don't know which city it would be in.
As an artist, making that decision, right, I'm going to do this full time, do you feel any pressure, or does it feel better now? You're like, this is what I want to do.
I just felt pressure not to do music. That's why I stopped. So it hasn't necessarily changed, like it's evolved. But I think my influences that are like deeply rooted, they're still there. They come out. They will always be there. And of course, I have like new inspirational discoveries that inform my art, which it's awesome. But I don't think like it was different from then and now.
We spoke about Luther before and about how honest he is in his music. Now I've seen this question, I know the answer, but I'll ask anyway. So you are a very genuine artist, like the lyrics in your songs, the way you sing, your vibe here today. I think everyone in here can just tell like you're an honest, genuine person and an artist. So is that the kind of music that you wanted to make, or is that the kind of music that you're just making? Or
A bit of both. I mean, I think I set out to be a singer and became an artist, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I just knew how to write about things that I felt that were happening to me. So that's what I did. And I had some moments in school where I felt I had to write about things like saving, I don't know, like the world and doing that. And I want to write about these things, but they're not coming to me right now at this point in my journey. So I'm like, okay, I just want to get to that point naturally and organically and genuinely. We'll see what happens, you know.
So from New York City, the Big Apple, to Berlin, we spoke about you studying in Spain too. There's a lot of differences between these places. Why is Berlin the one for you right now? Why are you here?
I feel very free in Berlin, and it's a freedom that I hadn't been able to find in New York, because obviously the financial aspect, it's harder to be a full-time artist there. But there's also like a sense of like a strong community here, and you can just be yourself. It's not so much about, it's about who you know here too, but it's more about what you're offering as a person and as an artist. And I really, really rock with that. And that has been very liberating for me. So that's like the one comparison that I would say for me personally that I've seen between Berlin and New York that has like kept me here.
The community aspect.
The community aspect, yeah. The fact that there's so many amazing musicians within the community too that are open to working.
It's true actually. There's many people doing it who are very good. Quality and quantity. Usually you get one or the other. We're getting both. It's crazy. So you've been here for a while. You're settled now. How long have you been here for?
2 years, a little over 2 years.
And your music obviously is implying that you're settled here because there's some crazy releases. Your first release, Mind Over Matter, produced by The Intern, a producer you work with a lot. Where did you meet?
I met him through a mutual friend who everyone in Berlin knows basically. What up, Rick? Shout out. I met him at a house party. I was jamming in a kitchen jam session at a house party. And yeah, he heard me there, and then he connected me with the intern, and then we started working together. I walked into the studio and he gave me some beats, and I walked in the next day or like 2 days later and had a song. And then that was the first song on the debut project that I did.
How do you find working with the intern? A day-to-day process or a studio session? What's it like?
Well, our first studio session, I was convinced that he was really dreading getting into the studio with me because we stayed till like 3, 4, maybe even 5 in the morning. And we laid down most of the track that day. Because I walked in with the idea, he's like, oh yeah, we'll do everything. And like, I had the vocals, the backing vocals, all these tracks. He was like, okay, you're not like playing. But then from then on, it was really fun. It was a really fun process, yeah.
Which is nice, that's what you want. The beat on the track is mad, and the tone of your voice on it is just, it's really cool. Like a really heavy bass line with such a smooth voice. It's something that I really like. Is this something that you want to do in particular, or is it just a vibe for this track?
It was just a vibe. I love hip-hop. I always have. And I find it very natural for me to sing and like freestyle over beats like that. So it was just like a perfect fit.
I think this is the track that most people have messaged me about when I played it on the show.
Hey, this is Arletis, and you're listening to Reuben on Groove.
Was it something I said to give you permission to get in my head? Just give up your mission. See, I was doing my thing before you came along, and I was moving in time before you sang your song. I know the feeling seems right, but baby, this is wrong. Ain't got no time for you. Get back and lean forward. Get back and lean forward. Get back and lean forward. Get back. I mean, you're up in my mind, running in circles. The feeling sublime. You're nothing but trouble. Stop playing. See, I was up in my zone before you changed the scene. I wasn't looking for love, now I'm just doing me. And I would appreciate it if you let me be. Get back and lean forward. Get back and lean forward. Get back and lean forward. Get back. Got me running in circles. You got me running in circles. You got me running in circles. You got me running in circles. Get back. Get back.
So we're going to stay in 2018. Next we had Toxic, this time produced by 7 Apes.
Mm-hmm.
How did you guys start working together?
We met through the intern. So that's how that came about. I think he sent me the beat, and a few days later I recorded it in my room with takeout sushi, like while eating it. Yeah, I just wrote it. And one night I think I sent it over the next day, and then we mixed it like immediately and put it out.
How does working with him differ from the intern?
They definitely have different styles. They're both super talented. I would say 7 Apes is more like not easygoing, but not as like planned. Whereas the intern's like very calculated with how he's doing everything, and I think both styles are like great. Like they work for them.
So this track has racked up a lot of plays on SoundCloud. Is this a goal you set out for? Like, of course, you want to make a track, you want to be successful, but do you constantly think about, right, how many streams is it going to get? How many plays? Is that something you think about?
Now I do. When I first released these tracks, I did not think about it. I was just excited to release something. I had sent the demo to the intern, and he was like, "Where'd you record this?" And I said, "In my room with my USB mic." And he was like, "Oh, the quality sounds great. You should release this." And then I was like, "Okay, yeah, maybe, right?" So then I released the demo. And then from that point, I started getting excited, like seeing people's reactions and that it was resonating with them. And yeah, so now I think about it, but at that time I didn't really consider like, oh, I want this to get streams. Like, I was just happy to put out music that people liked.
Got a crazy amount of plays, like crazy amount. Do you think, or do you look at it and trying to replicate it? You think, oh, I need to bring out more stuff like this? Or is it like, that was beautiful, that was that, I'm going to keep making stuff?
The latter. I think if something like that comes up again, then that's great if it's organic. But like I said, I really like to be honest with my music. So even the producers I'm working with now, they are different producers. So I'm not working so much with the intern anymore. I'm working still with 7 Apes, but I'm working with other producers. So I'm changing.
So you're often compared to Aaliyah. I've seen a few things people writing it, which is crazy. On your site, you mentioned Faith Evans and Mariah Carey as other artists you're interested in. And on the comments, someone said you're a missing member of Destiny's Child, which is very nice.
Really?
Yeah. Are you a 90s girl, would you say?
It's funny. I would say, yeah, sure. I mean, I would see why people would call me a 90s girl. I think there's more to me artistically, musically, for sure, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that label.
It's a nice label.
It's a nice label.
No one says it negatively. So.
Yeah.
We saw a few more singles get released as well, Over and Low Tide, teasing us ahead of your first album, Come Over. How rewarding was it completing an album?
It was super rewarding because we worked really hard on it. And the vision that I had for it was so strong in my mind. And I was really worried that it wouldn't come across the way I wanted to. And we had so many moments where a song would be almost finished and I was like, oh, I have to redo these vocals, or I have to add this thing, or no, it needs this. And so it was just working really hard at it, like, yeah. And it's really rewarding when the product is there and then you see the artwork and you're able to release it to the world.
You've got something physical in your hand as well.
Exactly, yeah.
What lessons did you learn, like you're going to take into your next album when you made this one? What did you learn?
To let go a little bit.
So that moment you were saying where it's like, I need to redo it, is there the moments you're talking about?
Yeah.
So you're a perfectionist. It's not a bad thing. Selection 7, a track from the album. What track would you like to play? Why would you choose a track? And if you could, give me a little mini story as well, maybe when you made this track, something interesting that happened.
So the track I would choose is Come Over Part 2. The reason is because I don't think it gets the love that it deserves. It's overlooked, and I think it's a gem. It was produced by this producer named Levels. He's very, very off the grid. He's not online anywhere, but he is fire. And the funny story is, in order to get his music, I attended his birthday party and brought my USB stick. And at the time, I was actually with the intern, and I was like, yeah, I brought my USB stick. Oh, he's a little bit drunk right now. And he had said he wanted to work with me, so it's not like I completely tricked him. But he was a little tipsy, and we were like, play some of your beats. And he was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Can I have that? He was like, yeah, I can send it to you. I was like, no need. I have my USB stick.
Mr. Off the Grid, I've got my USB,
Yeah. So I got the song, secured him, and then I recorded it at my flat, I think. Yeah, or the intern's flat, like someone's apartment I recorded it in. Hey, this is Arletis, and you're listening to Croydon FM.
I'm uninclined to follow the hype, and sometimes I gotta look twice. I don't always do it as right. Got a habit of wasting time, but lately you've been on my mind, and I could waste some of that time.
So let's into a secret then. How do you make a track? What happens? Do you have a particular moment where you're like, I need to have this dish, maybe some sushi, chill out, write some lyrics, listen to some music? Or are you like, you switch off, maybe you have to go to a particular place and write? How do you make a track?
Usually tracks are born out of very strong emotional moments, moments. And yeah, they usually are sparked because I'm feeling something very heavily and I feel the need to express it. I feel the need to write. So now I'm fortunate enough to have a bunch of instrumentals that have accumulated for 2 years from having lived here. And I will just listen to beats, and then if I hear something that I'm inspired by at the moment, I put it into Ableton, and then I set up my mic, and I just start. First I start going like over melodies in my head that I hear over the beat, and then I will sing the melodies, and then the words will like follow. So whatever I'm feeling, I'll basically sing it. So yeah, I'm like writing as I'm creating the melody. I'm very rarely these days do I sit down and like write a whole song. I used to do that before, but my process has changed into this now, and this is what I've been doing for like the last year.
So you said you changed your process already. Do you find your process could keep changing depending on like your style? Like, is there a particular track that you think, oh, I actually can't do that with because that style's different? Or
I think that it's possible if I'm with a band. I write completely differently when I'm with a band. So yeah, and I think I'm always open to allowing myself to change. And I remember when I first started using this process or doing this process, I felt weird about it and was telling myself, no, Arletis, you should write it on a piece of paper, you should write the song, write the lyrics. But actually, I pushed myself to do it that way because that's what I was feeling that moment, and that has been working. So in the future, I want to continue to do that, and whatever I feel I organically want to do, and if it's working, I'm just gonna go for it. So who knows?
perfect answer for the next question. So with this style, what is to come for 2020?
In 2020, there are some singles coming out. I'm collaborating with some producers right now that I'm really excited about, and I'm working on a new project.
Are you excited for the year?
Yes, I'm very excited. Yes. Yeah, 2019 was a very emotional year for me, and I learned a lot, I grew a lot, and yeah, I'm excited for 2020.
You just brought out a track too, right?
Alma Naranja.
It's a very different style, I think, to some of your music. How did that track come together?
That track actually was created on an evening when I was feeling kind of down, and I was just listening to type beats in YouTube, and sometimes I like to just hum and sing over them and express myself vocally without any words in particular. And there's this one beat by 30 Hertz Beats that I started singing over, and I started singing in Spanish, and I just vibed with it, and then I started writing some lyrics. This process for this song was actually a little different, but I just started writing lyrics, and then I purchased the beat because it was off of this like BeatStars website, and I don't know him personally, so I bought it. I think I got like the middle like tier one where you, yeah, something like this. Yeah. And yeah, then I recorded it in Ableton, and 7/8 mixed it.
It's a very nice track. So let's play that track as well.
Say you will, say you will, say you will, say you will, say. Dímelo, 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 say you will, say you will, say you will, say you will, say. Dímelo, 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 no quiero estar say you will, say you will, say. Dímelo, 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 I've been writing about you in my diary, baby, baby. But it's not helping, no. I need a helping of your love, your touch, your kisses on my body, baby. Nobody has to know. Alma púrpura, quiero tu dulzura. Alma naranja, te quiero en la mañana. Alma púrpura, quiero tu dulzura. Alma naranja, te quiero en la mañana. Say you will, say you will, say you will, say you will, say. Dímelo, 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 say you will, say you will, say you will, say you will, say. Dímelo, 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 Es que me estoy muriendo cada día un poco más sin ti, sin ti. Alma púrpura, alma naranja, alma púrpura, alma naranja.
Have you got any gigs lined up? I know that you were in London for SoFar London in July. I'm kind of annoyed that I missed that. How was it? How was SoFar London? Did you enjoy
It
it?
was dope. It was really dope. The energy is really nice. Like, the crowd was really gracious and very attentive, very respectful.
I think I saw a video on your Facebook. It looked crazy. And a selfie. Yeah. Have you got any more gigs lined up in London?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm focusing right now on putting out music, and that's where my main focus is. I want to do shows, but it's not where my priorities are lying right now. But definitely there will be shows.
Thank you for coming here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're gonna have some food, gonna have some fun.
Hey, this is Arletis, and you're listening to Croydon FM.